What's up, YouTube? It's Jermaine back with another video, and Uber is throwing out $50 an hour again this week. So I got this email about 21 hours ago. Earn $50 guaranteed every day. That's $10 more than last week. It's easy to earn. Just click the button below to claim your offer. Now, I've already clicked the button below and I've already claimed my offer. My thing is, I just don't know if this is real. I mean, I know this is real. Some drivers will qualify. A lot of drivers won't qualify. But I don't want to just go out and drive and think I'm going to make X amount of money and not make it. It's just bottom line. You get down to the bottom. This is the fine print. Must accept 90% of trips. Complete 2 trips an hour. And start 67% of your trips within San Francisco to lock in these rates for peak hours. Now, that sounds really confusing. I mean, I know what that means, but to a lot of people, that may sound really confusing, and that's because that does sound confusing. Now, let's just break this down real fast. So to qualify for this Monday shift, this is a 6-hour shift from 5 p.m. to 12 p.m. So that means you would have to go out and complete like 12 rides. Now, don't get me wrong. Let's say you complete 8 rides. Well, you would just have to make up the rest of the rides on these other shifts. That's the reason why I'm just not like jumping up and down and go out, because I remember working a few weeks ago and I thought this was just me. I thought this was something that only happened to me and this didn't happen to anyone else. So I would go out on a Monday and I would complete 10 trips and work like 10 hours, all right? And just so happened, all of those trips on Monday were UberX. Like, I didn't receive any Uber pool requests. Just so happened on that one day, like every trip was UberX. But then the next day, like every trip's Uber pool. All right. So the thing that'll drive me crazy with that is, with Uber pool, you pick up like way more people per hour. So it's easy to do more trips, you know? It's easy to hit those incentives. But if you're just out and you're only doing UberX, it'll do 2 things. It'll annoy you because you know that like you should be receiving Uber pool requests and you're just not receiving Uber pool requests. And then it'll just keep you out on the road longer and longer and longer. Because let's say you went out and worked, 5 p.m. to 11. And let's say around 10 o'clock, you had completed 13 trips. Well, around 10 o'clock, you're going to think different. You're going to be like, oh, I've already completed 13 trips. I'm not really stressing. But if 10 o'clock rolls around and you know you need to be around the 12 trip mark and you've only completed 6 trips, you're probably going to be sweating bullets. And you're probably going to be questioning yourself. You're probably going to be thinking to yourself, like, am I going to get the bonus? Because if you don't get the bonus, maybe off of those 6 trips that you did, you would only get like $20, all right, or $25. And if you don't believe me, like, you can look at some of my other videos. There are UberX fares out there for like $4 and $3. It's just ridiculous. And just because you do accept Uber pool doesn't mean you're going to pick up like, 2 people or 3 people within the same trip. So it's very unlikely, okay? Like, do you really get the money? It's not a total guarantee. It's not a total guarantee, because a guarantee is you go out there and do it. I have to go out there and complete, 90% acceptance rating, 2 trips per hour, 76% within San Francisco. I have to go out and do all this stuff, so it's not really a guarantee. And this weekend, I predict this weekend is going to be dead. I believe this weekend's like a holiday weekend. Monday's a holiday. Bet all the yuppies are going to leave town, and the people that typically come to the city when all the yuppies leave town are like the people that you don't want to give rides to. So they'll probably give out more hourly guarantees this weekend. Maybe they'll do $50 an hour again. Who knows? They'll probably do 40. But I will say this weekend is probably going to be a crap show. Like, I definitely would not want to be out driving this weekend. Unless they're actually giving you $50 an hour. But there's so many people that respond to me on YouTube and they say, oh, I went out and I worked and I didn't get the hourly guarantee. I'm in the same boat. Like, I went out and worked like 2 weeks ago and I didn't get any guarantees. I got $300 and I thought I would get like $1,200. That's a big difference. It's a huge difference. So I don't know. This is what Uber's throwing out this week. They're like, yo, make $50 an hour. Come slave for us. That's like $400 a day on Wednesday. 2 hours here, 8 hours here. 100 plus 300 is $400 a day. And don't forget, Uber's got to take their cut out. So if you got to pay Uber 30% or 20% or 25% or 27% or 23.45%, whatever you pay to Uber, because it's all different. It really depends on when you sign up, where you live, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You still got to pay Uber their cut out of this $50 an hour. So is this too good to be true? I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying it's too good to be true, because definitely next week, people are going to post up on Facebook. I made $2,000 last week driving Uber, and I got all the hourly guarantees. But also next week, the same amount of people will probably post up the same thing that, oh, I went out and worked, 80 hours last week. I worked every single day, and I didn't get any of the bonuses and didn't get any of the incentives. And I worked 80 hours, and I got $700. And, oh, that's like slave labor, honestly. But anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks a lot for watching. Peace. That's a wrap.